Pisces, welcome. This is your general reading for April the 4th to April the 10th. Has to be general because I can't read for every Piscean on the planet as much as I'd like to. Couple of things. Like I say, one is a general reading, and the other is previous readings I hadn't clarified, so I'll be using this Art Nouveau deck to clarify. But for now, we're just going to jump straight in with the True Black deck. We'll see where this takes us. So Pisces, here we go. Three of Pentacles, working together for the greater good. Seven of Wands. That's I call that the Lighthouse card. We'll talk about that in a minute. Queen of Pentacles in your near past, near future. The Mighty Star card. The root of the matter, the subconscious. The Knight of Cups. Then the head of the matter, the Ten of Pentacles. And then we get to how you see the situation, Judgment, how other people see the situation, Nine of Wands, and then Hopes and Fears, Ten of Cups, which is great hope, and what a fantastic way to finish, the Ace of Pentacles. That's really good to see. Yeah, it's a good reading. Nothing to worry about here. Pisces, this is nice, very nice. On the bottom of the deck, Three of Wands. Three of Wands is the guy standing looking out as he's either his ship's going out or his ship's coming in, but it's basically moving on from the Two of Wands. So he's planted things, he's setting out into the world. So it's a great energy to have at the bottom of the deck. But we'll go through these card by card and then we'll clarify them. So in the sort of main position, we have the Three of Pentacles. So one of those is dropping dirt on the ground, one's dropping seeds, the third one's pouring water, and they're creating an oak tree, obviously very, very slow growing, so they'll not get the benefit. They'll not sit in the shade of that oak tree in their lifetime. But what a great thing to do. So it's about teamwork, working together, working for the greater good. It's about synergy, two and two making five. A really nice card to lead in with. So that's great energy, Pisces. That's, yeah, good week. What crosses you, I call this my lighthouse card. You've got these branches that are smashing against this sort of cast iron stave in the middle with this glowing light coming out of it. And it's about, I call it the lighthouse card because it's like the waves crashing against the lighthouse. Lighthouse has been there for 200 years. It'll be there for 200 more. It just keeps doing its job. And, try as they might, those waves aren't going to knock it down. So, yeah, woe betide anyone who tries to beat you, Pisces. Nice to use a lighthouse motif with Pisces as well. So, in the near past, you've got the Queen of Pentacles. What this card described really simply is, snakes and birds can often be predators to each other, but she provides a safe place for both to live happily, to coexist. So that kind of sums up the Queen, this person that sort of brings together people. And again, that's the near past, so that's the situation that's moving away from you now. What's in your near future is the Star card. Yeah, it's hard to see on this, but she's got two bowls that are pouring water. It's really hard to see over her hands. And in a more traditional card, it's a woman pouring water onto the land and into a pool. And the idea that the conscious and the subconscious are linked and one feeds into the other. But ultimately, the Star card is a card of promise and hope. So in the near future, it looks great. The subconscious, what's kind of going away, the root of the matter is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Cups, sorry. And the Knight of Cups, his armor's almost ridiculous. He's got a mask on so he can't see what he's doing, shoulder plates, something really big on his hips. He made it himself. He thinks it's fantastic. It's completely useless, but he's a dreamer and that's what he wanted to do. And we need dreamers in the world. And one of the things is, you can't build it till you imagine it. You need people to think outside the box and imagine for us. He's one of those. That's what's going away, that energy. And then the head of the matter, what's kind of on your mind at the moment, Ten of Pentacles. So the tens are always the end. You start off with the ace and work up to the 10. So the 10's the end of this particular sequence. This is about generational wealth and stability. Could be wealth. If you can afford a white elephant, you're pretty well off. In a more traditional card, it's an old man surrounded by his family, lots of money, in a nice house with his dogs, and it's all happy, calm, relaxed. Great card to get. I mean, it just sits anywhere in a spread and just sits quite happily. And it's not showy wealth. It's not look at the Ferrari I've got. It's just nice house, nice life, nice wife. And so it goes on. That's going to take you down into judgment, and on this particular judgment card, this faceless woman, person, thing with many arms is, pointing at a sinner about to throw the spear at him. But, she's also admitting that she's got faults. She's got a crown of thorns as a penance for previous misdeeds. She's been wounded in the past, so we all suffer in one way or another. So I think this week is about standing up and being counted, basically, and being honest with your own pain and difficulties if you have any. And I think you do, because here we've got the Nine of Wands. This is the cornered wolf, and it's sort of a weary warrior. It's like you're beaten, but you're down, but you're not out. You're very definitely not out. You've got the strength to come back fighting. Sometimes it's a bit tiresome. You're like, really? We got to do this again? I beat you last time. I'm going to beat you again. I'm going to beat you again. Pisces is that strength, that inner strength that you've got that gets you through. And hopes and fears. Ten of Cups, victory, celebration, wish card. Turn the swords at the bottom into a bouquet, and there's even cups sort of hiding behind the curtains there, and that's because we don't actually know what's coming, try as we might. But yeah, really positive, that's the word, really positive, happy, family, supportive card. It's a real foundational card. And again, it's another 10, so you've got a 10 here and a 10 here. So whatever situation you've been in this week, it's kind of at the end of the process. If you get twos and threes, it's more the beginning of a situation. So if you're in something really simple like a relationship in its early days would get lots of twos and threes and fours. If it had been going on for a while, it would get eights, nines, tens. It's not always the case. You've got nines in here as well. But because you've got nines and tens, it seems like the situation is a bit further along, which is good because the outcome is the fantastic Ace of Pentacles. This is about a new start, but in a very materialistic, hands-on way. The foundation is a mountain, so you couldn't get any more robust than that. So you've got this real great, solid, grounded, new adventure coming, which is very successful. Again, if we were talking about this as a money reading, you've got lots of money on this card, and you've got lots of money on this card. They're all hanging in the trees there, and you're making your own money. This is about doing something with your own two hands. It's not a sword card, which is more thinky. Pentacles are about rolling your sleeves up and actually doing it. So the axe and the hammer are there as tools to make you grow this opportunity, whatever this opportunity is. So there's a new opportunity coming in next week, and you're going to grab it with both hands, and there's nothing stopping you at all. So let's see what we can clarify. So on top of the Three of Pentacles, we have the Burden card, another 10. So that's another 10 you've got. He's almost at the village. You can't quite see it. It's behind him, behind those trees there. But I always look at this card and think, why don't you just tie those up a bit neater and just carry them over your shoulder? They're not heavy. It's just ungainly. So it's talking about carrying a burden, but it's almost over. Any minute now you'll get to your destination. So yeah, not far to go. Oh, what a great card. Love this card. Love, love, love this card. Magician, my favourite card in the whole deck, in any deck, is always the Magician. Um, it, I was told many years ago to look at every card in the deck and find the cards that sang to you or did something, made you feel good or bad or indifferent. And this card just leapt out at me in the Rider-Waite deck. It does in this one as well. You know, he's pointing up to the sky, he's pointing to the ground, as above, so below. He's got the infinity symbol above his head. Basically, this card means whatever you want to be, you can be. You know, if you want to be an Olympic athlete, you can be an Olympic athlete. If you want to run a fish and chip shop, you can run a fish and chip shop. If you want to get married, you can get married. If you want to get divorced, you can get divorced. All the tools are on the table in front of you. You know, cups, pentacles, swords, wands. The garden's in full growth. You know, it's like, yeah. I'm not sure of the expression. I love the expressions in these, but you know, cool as a cucumber, this fella. Look at that. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got this. Great, great, great card to get. So to me, Pisces, you're in for a fantastic week. I can't, you know, you could stop it here as far as I was concerned, but we won't. In the near past, Hierophant, that ties in with the Three of Pentacles. This is either a teaching moment or it's doing stuff for the greater good. So in the near past, you've been working with a team or with some other people, or if you're in a relationship, you've been, you know, spreading the wealth, I suppose, is how I'd describe it. But yeah, good card in that position. The world. So on top of the star, you've got the world, which is the culmination. So when the fool goes on his journey, he meets, you know, the magician first, and then, you know, the hierophant, the lovers, um, devil, you know, so various kind of temptations and experiences. And basically, he comes to the last card, which is obviously 21 because he was 0. Um, and this last card is the culmination of all those experiences. So he's sort of greeted with, "Ta-da, you made it." And then what's supposed to happen is he goes back around and does it all again, but better. So yeah, your near future looks fantastic. Yeah, Hierophant, Magician, World, love it. I think this is the best reading I've done so far. Page of Cups. So he's imagining that fish that's in there. This is, you know, imagining what to do next. So I'm going to put, because he's on top. Oh, actually, we have the page. No, it's the Knight of Cups, isn't it? I thought we had the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups. We've got the Page and the Knight of Cups. So again, kind of dreamer kind of energy. That sort of let me think about this for a while. But that's going away from me at the moment. What's going above? So we now have the High Priestess, who is the female counterpart to the Magician. So whereas he's all about power and will and getting it done, she's the thinky side of that, the subconscious. You know, the pomegranates on that cloth behind her are to do with the underworld. She's got the moon by her feet. She's got the sun on her head. Um, it's all about sort of esoteric mysteries and the subconscious. So he's real practical stuff, and she's the thinking about stuff, and they go together beautifully. This is really, really good, Pisces. Easily the best reading I've done so far. Full of major arcana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, what have we got here? 6. Should we just stop? We got the Fool as well. So the outcome here is you've got Judgment and you've got the Fool. The Fool is all or nothing, jumping in at the deep end, going off on an adventure. The dog's barking at him like you're about to step off a cliff. The Fool's like, I'll be fine. You know, I love the energy of the Fool. That whole sort of, you know, some people say, oh, I wish I went to, I love to go to Hong Kong. And they sit there on their own in their chair and never do anything. Meanwhile, someone else goes, I didn't know what to do this weekend, so I got myself a flight to Hong Kong. It was amazing. Or it was rubbish, who knows? You know, but you don't know until you've tried. And the Fool just goes, I'll give it a go. It's like someone saying, do you fancy jumping out of a plane today? He goes, yeah, go on then. Doesn't ask about if there's a parachute. He's assuming there's going to be one there. You know, it just goes, yeah, I'll do this. I'll jump out. Really, really great reading, Pisces. I'm getting a bit jealous now. Um, okay, so on the Nine of Wands, which is that, putting up a fight, you've got this card, which is the Eight of Pentacles, which is the celebration card. So this is, not only are you doing a good job, everyone can see that you're doing a good job. I can't put it any simpler than that. Fantastic. And again, if this was in a relationship, you go, you're doing a fantastic job in the relationship, and people can see, the love that you're giving out or whatever it is that you're doing. So yeah, really, really good read. Hopes and fears. Okay, we've got the Three of Wands. I'm not sure we've had that in this reading or not. It's getting on a bit now. But this is the card I've talked about where his ships is, it's hard to say, but there's a ship on this one. Yeah, right down at the bottom. So there are some ships in this card. It's hard to see in this light. There they are, right at the bottom. And people can discuss whether the ships are coming in or going out. But basically, he's planted two of these ones in the ground. He's got another one ready to go. It's all about, if it was a relationship, it's about growing the relationship. If it was money, it's about growing money, and again, that's it. You've got the Three of Wands energy there. So there's that direction and movement and targeting, and then that's what it looks like in a more traditional read. Um, you know, he's sending his ships out to get more money, or he's sending out his vibes to get more attention or whatever. And then we're going to finish on top of this Ace of Pentacles. We have the King of Cups, okay, and energy on the bottom is the Nine of Swords. This is sometimes called the Nightmare card. She's worried about these swords hanging over her head. Are they going to chop her in half? No, they're not. It's a dream. It's a nightmare, but a nightmare is a dream. You know, you're worrying. It really is a card of stop worrying. You've got so much fabulous stuff going on. And as human beings, we're terrible for this. We go, this is amazing. And then something just goes, is it really? It's like, yeah, it really, really is. The King of Cups. Um, all the cups are in tune with their emotions. He's on a rock, so he's slightly out of the water. Yeah, he is an emotional person, but he can control it better than most. So he's not a ferocious king, but this energy is what's the word? He has control of his emotions, but he still shows his emotions. He's not dead to it or anything like that. This reading was easily the best I've done this week. I mean, just you can go this way, you can go this way, you can go down here. These cards here, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, are all just fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. You're in for a really good week, Pisces. Anyway, have a good one. Enjoy it, and I'll see you next week for more of the same. Take care.